Hey guys, Ivan here, and in today's video we got a couple of really interesting bodybuilding updates. Yesterday I made a video about the Arnold Classic and who can potentially beat Samson Dauda, and I said in that video that we don't have a recent physique update from Derek Lunsford, that he didn't post anything since he announced that he's doing the Arnold Classic, since it was announced that he's doing the Arnold Classic, and today we actually got a physique update in which he says prep begins. So this right here is Derek's starting point, and I gotta say, it's looking really freaking good. Now, I'm looking at this video. By the way, sorry guys if my voice sounds a little bit strange. I've been sick for a couple of days. I got sick immediately after my show. I guess my immune system is low now. Anyways, when I was looking at this video right here, I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, this looks even more impressive than Samson Dauda right now. I mean, to me it does. I'll be honest. But you gotta consider that Derek is alone here. He's standing alone. If you put this guy next to Samson Dauda, he looks far less impressive because of the height, because of the size. But standing there alone, man, Derek looks like a freaking freak of nature. And I mean, he is a freak of nature. He is definitely a freaking monster. And I gotta say, the conditioning that he maintained in this period after the Mr. Olympia and before the Arnold Classic prep, it's actually looking really good. But that's pretty usual for Derek Lunsford. He's always in great condition, even in the off-season. But he's not just lean. He's also looking like full and hard and round and big. And I gotta say, the legs are looking phenomenal right here. But the thing is, like, he always loses them as the prep goes along, so he needs to basically double them in size. He needs to look like Tom Platz in the offseason, proportion-wise, in order to have okay legs on the stage. Not okay legs. His legs are okay on stage anyways, but, like, to have really good legs, he needs to double them in size. So hopefully he's going to be paying more attention to making those legs as big as full as possible during this prep. He has 11 weeks, he can definitely grow some muscle, maybe not necessarily contractile tissue, but muscle is already 80% water, something like that. So if he can like maybe utilize insulin, stuff like that, to really volumize the legs, then maybe he won't lose as much size when he's prepping. If he just prioritizes the leg day with food, with insulin, stuff like that. People are doing that all the time and it works. So hopefully he's going to figure that out. I don't know who his coach is. I mean, whoever his coach is, he's looking great right now. This is a great starting point. It's supposedly AJ Sims, but based on what I heard from Dave Palumbo, it's not AJ Sims. And it's somebody else. And if Dave Palumbo knows who that somebody else is, it could potentially be Chris Aceto, because Chris Aceto and Dave Palumbo are very close, and Chris Aceto is one of the top coaches in the world even today. So, you know, it could be Chris Aceto. Anyways, Derek right now is looking, again, phenomenal. Big, round, massive, complete, really good conditioning for 11 weeks out. Hopefully his fullness and size are going to stay where they are as he gets ripped, shredded. If he could just stay like similar size to this and just get leaner, I mean, I am assuming that he's not exactly blasting gear right now. I'm assuming he's going to start now. If that's the case, like maybe he can actually hold on to all this mass right here and just get harder, and hopefully the legs will not disappear with his body fat, right? And he doesn't have a lot of body fat, so he doesn't have to struggle so much. Maybe like before when he was doing the Mr. Olympia, he would gain more fat because the off-season was longer. Maybe now he didn't gain that much, and he will be able to, you know, get in contest condition without really sacrificing much size. Hopefully that's going to be the case. Hopefully he's going to have massive legs like this on stage as well. But overall, I mean, this physique is looking insane, man. Really freaky. He is probably the only guy that can take out Samson Dauda. He did that 2 years ago, actually last year. This year he wasn't able to because he wasn't on, and Samson was finally on, really on. And again, I said it before, as long as Samson is 100% on, I don't know if Derek can do much to beat him. But if Samson slips a little bit, and Derek truly nails it, then sure, Derek can beat him. Hopefully Derek will continue posting the physique updates like this one. Hopefully this is not the last one, and the next time we see him he's going to be on stage, which is something he has been doing so far for the Mr. Olympia. Hopefully he's going to be more active this time around, and we can actually witness the process. Anyways guys, tell me down below, what do you think about Derek's physique right now, and do you think he can win the Arnold Classic and beat Samson Dauda? Alright, the next thing we got is also very interesting. It's Keon Pearson with a physique update, weighing around 218, 219 only, yeah. And he is currently still in his health phase. Now, a lot of comments that I saw are like, what does that even mean? What is the health phase for him? Is it 2 grams? Is it 1 gram? Is it like 500 milligrams? We don't know. I could ask Patrick Tuor. I don't know how genuine his response would be, but I don't want to bother him with those details. I'm assuming it's like a cruise cycle, something around 500 mgs. I don't think it's just a TRT. It's probably like maybe 250 test, 200 primo, something like that. That amount won't cause any health issues. You can definitely recover from prep. I mean, in prep he was probably blasting everything like with the orals and like the most toxic stuff. So if he does this right now, it's definitely gonna help him, get healthy and maintain a lot of muscle. Like, he can't go completely off and like lose all the muscle for this long, because he plans on staying in this health phase for another month. And then he's going to start his off season for the Mr. Olympia. And I like this approach. They're really focused on health and like longevity, stuff like that. Like me personally, after the show, I don't like to go off and do the health phase immediately, because I feel like that's the best time to grow. So I would prefer to stay on something more mild, but a little bit more than 500 mgs, so I can utilize this period and grow as much as possible. But Keon, does he really need to grow? If he wants to stay a 212 champion, Mr. Olympia champion, he doesn't need to grow any muscle, really. What he needs to do is just, hold on to what he has, and there is nobody who can really surpass him. Just stay healthy, stay where he is, and actually you can definitely make a lot of progress in the off-season, even if you don't utilize the rebound after the show to the max. Right? Like, if you're still focused on food, on training, on everything, and you're taking it easy after the show and you start blasting after a couple of months, which is exactly what he's gonna do, you can still make a ton of progress. And that could also be the best approach. If you did something crazy, something super unhealthy during the prep, then, you need a health phase. And, staying on 500 mgs is gonna provide you with enough, in combination with good food and hard training and a bunch of supplements as well. You can definitely make some progress. You won't really maximize the rebound, but you can still make a lot of progress. And then when you start blasting, when your actual off-season starts, you can progress even more, as long as you stay lean and insulin sensitive during this health phase. You don't get fat, you don't just relax too much and not care about bodybuilding. If you're doing bodybuilding to the max and you're doing just that, you can still make progress. Maybe that's actually the best approach. I'm not sure. That's not the way I like to do things. I notice better results with the other way. But again, Keon, he is not an amateur who is trying to build as much muscle as possible like myself. He is trying to stay healthy, to have longevity in the sport, to basically maintain his physique, bring the conditioning on the day of the stage, enjoy the process, I guess. And I think this is the best way to do it. And I like the way that they are taking things. Now, as far as his physique right now, it's actually looking very good. It's actually not looking like he's completely off. I mean, again, I believe this is around 500 mgs. I mean, I'm trying to find the number. Like, it could be 250, it could be 400, it could be like 600, 700. Who the hell knows? I'm just trying to speculate, to try to guess it, but something like that. I believe some kind of a milder cruise is happening here, because he didn't lose any size. I don't think he made progress either, but his conditioning is good. He's looking healthy, he's looking fresh, and when he starts pushing it, him, with his genetics, he's most definitely going to grow more muscle. Like last year, they had the same approach, and he came to the show with like, I'm thinking like something like 7 or 8 pounds more of just sheer muscle, and he was more conditioned this year than last year. So there is no doubt in my mind that he's going to be bigger and better at a Mr. Olympia. He's going to make a lot of progress. Is he going to struggle to make the weight? No, because he was 200 pounds on stage this year, so I don't think he's going to gain 12 pounds of muscle or more, so he has to struggle. But in a couple of years, in like a year or two, he's going to struggle, and then maybe he's going to move to the Open, but we'll see about that. Anyways, right now he is looking amazing. Things are going well for him. The approach that he's taking is perfect, if you ask me, for him. Whatever you guys think, tell me down below. Alright, the next thing we got is Mike Sommerfeld with a physique update at 11 weeks out of Arnold Classic. And in this case, Mike never really spoke about what he's doing, what his face is like right now. But I'm also assuming that he went off. I'm not saying completely off, but again, something that happens to be a mild dose for him, some sort of a cruise. Because as you can see, he did get softer from the Mr. Olympia, which is of course normal. I mean, he went off of all the orals, all the hardeners, if you will. And of course he's gonna get softer, but it doesn't look like he blew up in size. So he's definitely not blasting, and this is a scenario where I think you should definitely do something like that, because he has another show, you know, after the Mr. Olympia, Arnold Classic, and it's not a long time between the Mr. Olympia and the Arnold Classic. So if he's gonna be blasting here and doing all the harsh compounds in the prep, then of course after the Mr. Olympia he needed to take some time off to let his body recover, refresh, so he can start the prep fresh and healthy. But again, even though he did get a little bit softer, he's still holding on a great conditioning, right? Like, he's still very lean, separated, like the muscle fullness and hardness is good for this period, for the start of the prep. So I think he is in a perfect spot right now to start prepping for the Arnold Classic. How well will he do? Will he be able to win the Arnold Classic? Well, since he placed second at the Mr. Olympia, and based on Tyler Mannion, he almost beat Chris Bumstead. It was basically 2-2 in the mandatory poses, and Chris won based on his favorite classic pose. If that's the case, then he's definitely the heavy favorite here. But Wesley Vissers was extremely dominant at the Arnold Classic last year. And I don't know if Wesley can repeat that sort of a look. He was definitely downsized and softer and not as conditioned at the Mr. Olympia. So if Wesley really nails it, like he did last year, then it's not going to be easy for Mike to beat Wesley. But overall, I think Mike is still more complete. He's really not lacking anything. Like, as far as his flaws, I mean, quote-unquote flaws, the only thing that I can find is maybe like the chest-shoulder separation and like the hamstrings from behind and from the sides, I guess. And that's it, really. Wesley has bigger flaws than that. So Mike is definitely more complete, but again, if Wesley truly nails it, if he is 101% like he was last year, and Mike is not, then Wesley can win. But if both of you, let's assume both of these guys are 101% on. In that case, I mean, Wesley has the wow factor, he has the structure, he has the size, but Mike is more complete, more compact. We'll see, anything is possible, but as of right now, based on the Mr. Olympia, Mike has to be the favorite, but Wesley is the defending champion of the Arnold Classic, so you guys tell me, be my guest, tell me what do you think, who's going to win. I would put my money on Mike, just to be sure, but anything is possible, really. Anyways, guys, that's gonna do it for this video. If you guys enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. For more content like this, guys, stay tuned, subscribe to this channel. Thank you so much for watching. See you soon, all the best, and bye-bye.